What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about a few different mining stocks today. We'll be going over CLSK for Honcho, Marathon for DB, Riot, and IREN for DB as well. I think actually DB requested CleanSpark as well, but that's the list we're going to go over right now. So buckle up and get ready. Here we go. Looking at this right now, from the relative high to low, we hit the 1272. Very, very perfectly, I might add. Absolutely, we could go higher. You know, and I know I was calling for that in my last video talking about this, that we likely would see this area short of Bitcoin doing some kind of major reversal, which I also said I didn't expect. I'm not trying to pretend that I wasn't wrong, guys. I was very much down here expecting that we would go lower. Absolutely. I've said that already. In my last video, 100%, I know I was saying that this 1272 to the 1618 is the next target. That's the next area that we're going to go. And my nose itches really bad for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. If there's something in the air. There's definitely nothing in my nose, but it feels like there is. But what I'm trying to say is that this is kind of an expected area to hit. As of this break here, as of the new high, the new relative high, this is like the minimum target to hit, and we've hit it. Could we go up higher from here? Absolutely. The 1618 is an area that you like. You know, from this relative high here, that high to this low, you did go just above it. So we could even go a little bit just above. You have your 2272 up there as well. So don't be surprised if we see prices breaking the $21. It could break there. I do very much expect that we will see prices pull back at some point. The minimum target that I would think we would pull back to would be $12.45, potentially down to that $10 area. We very well could still go below $10, even below $9. That is on the table still, but at the moment, I'm definitely looking to the upside. On a daily basis, we are overbought. Yes, we are. Kind of in an area that we like to turn around at, but we could go up a little bit more. Absolutely, we could. On the weekly, we do have bearish divergence. That's something, you know, to kind of take into consideration. This bearish divergence formed down here. That's at 1190. So I would expect that we would see prices below there again at some point. And I say we have bearish divergence. It's not confirmed until we see a week close red, and really probably like even a week, 2 weeks, something like that. It's probably not confirmed. It can just the price can continue to grow from here. It absolutely can, but I do want to say that wherever we end up finding our high, the minimum target that I would expect us to pull back to would be the 382, which right now is at 1147, about 1150, and we'd probably go a little bit below that. If we do move all the way up to like 21, probably a little bit, let's say 22, right? If we did move up to 22, the minimum pullback would be to this previous area of resistance at about 1370, and then from there we can probably continue to move up higher. But that's the minimum area to expect. If we were to move up that high, we could pull all the way back to the 61869 at about $10 to $9 as well, or even deeper extensions. But right now, I want to be clear, as I was in my last videos, my multiple of the last videos I've talked about, I'm not convinced that we'll see prices below this. They are still possible. Prices are still possible to go below 634. The likelihood is not that anymore, in my opinion. I think likely what we would do is form a higher low. The only thing that could change that would be if Bitcoin like really saw some kind of major rejection, which I'm not anticipating. I do anticipate Bitcoin to correct soon at some point, and this will probably correct with it, but not substantially, right? It'll give a little bit of this back. Anybody like me who is caught off by this huge move up, you'll be able to get your buys in order and stuff like that, and get ready for the next move up. You know, assuming that it doesn't just continue to skyrocket from here, which it absolutely could. But this kind of growth being unchecked, I don't see it lasting for too much longer. But still, $16 up to $21, that's a substantial amount of growth that we could see in a very short amount of time. It could be by the end of this week that we see prices above $21, if not sometime next week. At least before the end of this month is what I would think. But if not, potentially sometime in March. But I am expecting a low to come in sometime in March, like the middle to end of March. So who knows? We like to move up fast. We like to move down slow. So we might be getting ready to top off relatively soon. We did hit the minimum extension. We could still go up more. That's all I've said. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's CleanSpark. Marathon here for DB. Lower high, looking good. Probably wants to go up to its extension levels too. Let's look at how it reacted with its 61869 area. Yeah, okay. So back here, I want to say on this video, I was expecting to pull back to the 382, but you had this bullish day today where you moved up 14%, man. Likely you're going to go up to 38.5, potentially even to $50. Things have changed. It's not completely guaranteed that this is going to happen, but I would say it's very likely that this is going to happen. When you break through the 618 like this on your first attempt, you break through your 786. I don't care if they have lower highs, man. You're overbought, you're looking good, you're looking hot. You want to go up to 38.5 to $50 in a very short amount of time. That's probably where you're going to go. That's Marathon. Pretty easy, cut and dry. Let's move on to Riot. I'm sure it looks very similar to that. Yep, Riot also did that. It was at its 61869 area. Again, I want to say the last video I made on this, I was expecting some kind of pullback to the 0.5 or the 382, but you didn't. You kept going. Now the likelihood is to go up to, to $22.5 to $28.3. Could you pull back? And I want to say the same thing for Marathon. Could you pull back to your 618 area before going up? Sure you could. But all in all, you're probably going up there. You're likely, there's a strong likelihood that you go up here. It is possible that you don't. It's just not common. Generally, when you break through the 618 like this on a first pass, this is almost like it's all but guaranteed. You break above that 886, that deep retracement, it's very much on. So 1740 area, that's your next kind of area of resistance to look for, but I bet you blast through it. I bet you do at least see $22.5, if not $28.3. That's what I got for Riot. And again, if you pull back a little bit from here, same thing with Marathon, that's okay. You can pull back a little bit and you'll still probably go up inevitably. So that's both of those. Let's move on to IREN. Last one, finish this off. Iris Energy Unlimited. Looking just like Marathon and Riot, aren't you? Top to bottom, up 16% today. Broke through the 618 area. You are at the 6.9. There is the possibility you could reject here and come back to your 382 or 0.5. But if you keep doing what the other ones did and build through this and break through it, your likelihood to go to your 1272 to 1618 is possible as well. And seeing that these all kind of like to move together, I would almost assume that that's on the table as well. It's not as likely as the other ones yet. Until you get out of this white zone, it's not as likely. But to be fair, if you were to pull back, you don't even need to get out of the white zone. If you pull back and find support on the 618 from here after breaking above it, that would add. That'd be like the same thing as breaking out of this white zone, in my opinion. Showing support on it, $12.72 to $18. That's a complete possibility. So looking for the upside on all of them, man. Daily RSIs look good. Weekly RSI on this one looks pretty good. Yeah, they all look good. All good for continuation. You probably find resistance up there. It probably does happen sometime this month that you see those prices, and then we could talk about later this month, if not sometime next month, that we're pulling back, finding higher lows. I very much expect for all of these stocks that we're going to find higher lows, and I know that's a different tone than I've had for like the last month and a half or so with most of these. But hey, man, you've got to adjust with the times. I definitely did expect a lot of these to go lower, but I didn't expect Bitcoin to do what it's doing, and that's exactly what's causing this to pump. That, and that's really what it is, in my opinion. It's Bitcoin that's causing it to pump. But I got nothing else to say, man. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. They all look good, and that's about it. Take care. Bye bye.